Welcome back to my channel, and in this video we will be doing a rebuild of the 1969 Nissan Fairlady Z S30 from the Nissan DLC. Alright, so here's the 1969 Nissan Fairlady Z, and with this you will see we have the body at 92%, the frame at 73%, the parts at 74%, and the interior at 81%. And with that, we'll go ahead and get this moved over to the car wash. And we are at the car wash with the Fairlady, so we'll go ahead and get started with that. Alright, we finished with the car wash. We'll go ahead and get it moved over to the lift now and start working on it. We'll just get started by removing the body parts, then the engine compartment parts, then we'll go ahead and lift it up and remove those tires. Oops. I'm kind of hungover today, so. I drank so much McCormick's vodka from a QT at a store nearby. And McCormick's, as we all know, is the terrible brand for any vodka drinkers out there. That is, would know. If you don't, you wouldn't, obviously. But, yeah, it's a terrible brand, but it sure does do the job. Just doesn't taste as good. Smirnoff being the best tasting vodka I have ever tried. Besides Grey Goose and Belvedere, of course. I prefer Grey Goose. Belvedere has a weird taste to it. Alright, let's get this thing up on the lift. Now we'll go ahead and remove the tires. With that, we'll get started with the mechanical parts. Alright, so we did go ahead and get the engine moved over to the engine lift. So now we'll just go ahead and move the welder over to the frame and get that welded. And we got that back to factory condition. So we can go ahead and move over to the engine now. But like usual, before we do that, I do like to go ahead and put the brake disc on the lathe in order to get those resurfaced while we're doing it. With that, let's go ahead and get started with the engine teardown. We did go ahead and get finished with the engine tear down, so now we're just going to go ahead and take that brake disc off the lathe, put on a new one, and get started with the mechanical parts repair. Alright, so we got the mechanical parts repaired. The body parts are coming up as not needing repair. And we got that brake disc off the lathe. It seems that is the last brake disc. So with that, we'll move over to rebuilding the mechanical parts. Alright, so we did get those mechanical parts put in there. So now we're just going to go ahead and separate the suspension and shock absorbers as well as the tires from the rims. See if we could repair those rims. And we'll go from there. We're just going to go ahead and rebuild that engine and go ahead and put it into the frame after that. And then we'll get started putting those tires back on after we put them back on the road. Alright, so you'll see we do have the engine back on the lift, and we'll go ahead and get started with that rebuild now. Alright, so you can see we did go ahead and complete that engine build. So we'll go ahead and put that engine in the vehicle as well as the engine compartment parts and probably fill up the fluids at that point. Then we'll get started with the body parts. Alright, so we did go ahead and get that finished up. We'll go ahead and put those body parts on and move forward from there. Alright, so we did get the body parts added. We went ahead and put the vehicle on a lift, so now we'll go ahead and get those tires put back onto the rims and replace them where need be and go ahead and put them back on the vehicle. get the tires back on the vehicle, put the vehicle down off the lift. We'll go ahead and move it out front, see about replacing those interior parts. We do have the vehicle out front now. We'll just get started removing those interior parts and replacing them with new ones. Alright, so we did get those replaced, and at this point we'll go ahead and move it over to the car wash, give it another quick wash before we move it over to the paint job. Alright, so we do have the Fairlady in the car wash again. We'll go ahead and get that car wash completed and move it on over to the paint shop. Car wash is finished. We'll go ahead and move it over to the paint shop. We do have the vehicle in the paint shop now. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with the painting. And for this, I'm just going to go with one of the original paint jobs. Oh, that one looks good. We'll edit it just a bit here. There we go. So now we got that paint job taken care of. We'll go ahead and move it out front and take a look at it. Alright, so we do have the vehicle out front here, and before we go over the statistics, we'll go ahead and make sure it starts up okay. Yeah, started up on the first try. With that, let's check into the vehicle stats. We got 100% on the body, 100% on the frame, 99% on the parts, and the interior is at 100. Now this 99 you're seeing here has to do with a piston. That's at 83% quality, still in the green, so that's why it's on there. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like option on the bottom of the video. If you would like to see more of this content, please feel free to click subscribe to be updated on all of my new video releases. And don't forget to check out my live episodes, of which you can find a link to last week's episode in the upper right hand corner of this video, and every Friday between the hours of 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.